I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Nice to Mr. Day. Welcome. This is number 5, board meeting for the Mahoning County Commissioners. It is February 6th, 10/11. 8 in the morning. Sorry for the late start. We'll begin with public comments. Name and address for the record. You'll have 3 minutes. Bob, you could have more because I know you want to bring an issue up. So thank you. You run over, you run over. Right. Trust me.
My name is Robert Santos. I am an Austintown trustee, but I'm coming here today on behalf of the Mahoning County Township Association. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, obviously, I think last year or year before now, issue 2 was passed, which was the legalization of marijuana in the state of Ohio. There are some changes coming about. So first, foremost, some disclosure. I personally am 100% against it. I wish it was never legal. However, the residents came out and they voted, and these are the cards that were handed. Part of issue 2 stipulated that the state is going to add a 10% additional sales tax on the recreational marijuana. And of that 10%, the communities, the hosting communities, are supposed to get 36%. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, but Senate Bill 56 is stripping that away from the communities. After not just the townships, but even the cities and the villages looked into this, they got the foundation put in place to say, yes, we're going to allow a dispensary because it's legal. This is what it can do for our community. This is the benefit it can put in place. And now the state is once again trying to pull the rug out from under us to take that funding away. I think it is a travesty. It is disenfranchising the voters that voted for it. I personally voted no on it, but I do know several individuals, and specifically Austintown, who voted yes because they saw the benefit it would bring in. Now, gearing in a little bit, Austintown, I can speak for all 3 trustees. None of us voted yes on it in November. We did not want it in our town, but we looked on how Austintown voted, and the majority voted yes. So we looked at how the ballot language was, and we were going to honor the people's vote, because it's our job as elected officials to do what the people want. And what's the best way to know what the people want than to put it on the ballot, have you guys wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go ahead and check the box whether yes or no. So we're honoring the residents' vote, and we allow a dispensary. And now the state wants to take that money away, and we're stuck with the recreational marijuana dispensary in Austintown. Now, this isn't just an Austintown issue. This is not even a Mahoning County issue. This is an entire state issue. So the reason why I wanted to come here today and say this, and I appreciate you letting me go a little bit over the 3 minutes, Commissioner, is that we need to make our voices heard. The Senate bill is going up for testimony next week. I have already contacted the Ohio Township Association, and they're going to be getting me the time, and I'm going to go down and testify opposing it. I would hope that the city and even the commissioners would give some sort of support if you guys are allowed to or not. So when we do testimony against it, we could say we have the cities who are against it. I know Youngstown has what, three recreational marijuana? Youngstown is going to lose that funding if this passes. I do know that a study was done prior to this passing, and there was a study on other states in this nation that determined how much recreational marijuana was sold, how much money it made. If they were to have that 10% tax on there, like we are trying to implement, how much would it bring in? And it averaged every dispensary made from anywhere from $10 to $20 million. And that brought in anywhere from $250 to $700,000 of additional funds for the community. I know for Youngstown, that would be significant. Austintown, that would be significant, especially when this is not the first time the state has taken money away from us. I know you guys remember the local government fund. That was solely given to our emergency responders. I know Boardman received about $1 million a year. That was stripped. Austintown received from $500,000 to $700,000 before it was stripped away, and that went to our law enforcement. They did it with the Racino. We were supposed to get $500,000 in Austintown. And then that was stripped away, and that was supposed to go to our emergency responders to make sure they have the equipment that they need. It's really hard for townships specifically because when inflation goes through the roof and the cost of these items and services go up, the only place that we as townships can get money from is the residents, adding new levies. So when there is an opportunity to have a funding source outside of the residents, we are obviously going to fight for it. We're going to grab for it. And after we lay out the foundation, the work, we get it put in place. To have it completely stripped away from us is wrong. So I came here today, one, to make it public, two, to let you guys be aware of this, because this is going to happen fast. Because it's not just Senate Bill 56. They're actually trying to hide it in the operating budget as well through the House. So if we can get as many people as we can to write letters, contact your state senator, contact your state representatives, go down there, write letters. I'll bring them down. I'll be more than happy to drive them down personally, make sure they sign, they receive them, because this needs to end. This is the reason why we are in the shape we're in. It's not because of mismanagement of funds. It's because funds are promised. We do the hard work and it's taken away. Sorry if I get a little passionate. I speak from the heart. I don't like to write things down because then I always go off on a tantrum. But I just want everyone to know that this is happening. I'm trying to not have my Marine Corps hat on. I'm trying not to cuss. So if you guys pause, it's me trying not to cuss. But it's messed up. It's jacked up. It's wrong. Especially when they ask us for their help to lay down the foundations. We have to advocate for the residents. I know this was before my time, but when the racinos were coming in, the administrations had to say, no, this is good for the community. Here's what it's going to do. Here's how it's going to benefit us. And then we go ahead and do it. They come, they open the doors, they take the money away. And guess what? We look like a bunch of liars. And I don't know if anyone knows me that well, but integrity to me is above reproach. I do not like it. You don't like me, that's fine. You disagree with me, that's fine. But be honest about it. I'll be honest with you. And the fact that that is happening at the state level, it's making us look bad. It's not right. Especially when their reasoning is this project of the state that need to get done. Well, there's a lot of projects in the townships here in the Mahoning County, especially the cities, that need that funding as well. I don't know if anyone knows about Austintown. We haven't had bathrooms in a park in 7 years. Our levy was in 1986 and only collected $248,000. Back then, that is more than enough. Right now, it's barely enough to pay for our 3 employees who are responsible for 250 plus acres at the main park and 3 additional properties. So we have to pay for 3 employees and all the maintenance and the material that they need to maintain these parks. So we have to say, do we go and get another park levy, or do we go and ask for more money for our police department? Which is why it's so frustrating when these funding opportunities happen and we're like, sweet, we're going to get money somewhere else. And now we're stuck in the corner. Sorry, Commissioner. I know I'm getting on a tangent. I just want everyone to know what's going on. We need your help. The more voices that go to our legislators, and this is not the commissioners, this is not their fault. It had nothing to do with this. I'm sure you guys are probably as upset as we are.
I just want to say thank you for what you do for the Township Association. You represent all the townships in the county. We're 14, I believe.
Yes, 14.
14 townships, and you do. You're out there fighting for all of them. I also want to say my predecessor often said about the sales tax. Well, we collect so much and then the state takes that. Well, that's a state sales tax. This is different. This is something I can get totally behind because you were promised that. That was an extra funding you were kind of looking for. And for the state just to swallow it up with the rest of the money they take and not the sales tax. But it's wrong. And I think my colleagues will do something, write a letter or some kind of to support you. And again, I thank you for doing the work behind it, going down there and sticking up for Mahoning County.
Thank you. Because what they will, I don't mean to cut you off, Commissioner, just so you know.
I didn't cut you off.
What they're doing, I know. Well, so right now it's 10%. Oh, sorry.
He's looking at me.
Well, right now they're at 10%. They want to raise it. Senate Bill 56 wants to raise it to 15. They keep it all. The governor who spoke, there's no bill on the number. I know he spoke a few days ago. He wants to increase the sin tax. So what he wants to do is increase it to 20% and keep it all. Can you imagine if you guys just said, I'm going to increase taxes, keep it all, and do it for what you guys want and take away from the community? Can you imagine if we as township trustees or city council did that?
Robert, you know what that looks like?
Dictatorship.
The MCO funds,
Yes.
which they stripped us of.
The MCO funds, was that way before me?
Yeah,
yeah.
we used to get it out like millions per year. And so did every other entity throughout the state of Ohio. And
Yes, counties. Mhm.
All the counties got it, and they cut it off. They gave us a couple trickle down for a couple of years, and then they cut it. So they have a habit of doing that and blaming all of us for it.
Mhm.
But that, I mean, I'm not a fan of the marijuana act.
Neither am I.
I mean, I just have my own opinion on that. I don't deal with that anybody's throat, but I have my own opinion. But that money, it should not go to the general fund. They have billions in a rainy day fund. You don't need the money from the townships, the cities, and the counties. It's disgusting. It's just, I don't know. It's hard to address because when you talk to them, they're never gonna do it. And all of a sudden, everything's over and it's, these people we elect to go there are stripping our areas of things we should have. And these legislators, I mean, I read in the paper today, I can't believe.
I can tell you right now, any legislator who votes yes on any of these alterations will not have my support, and I will make sure the 36,000+ residents of Austin County do not vote for that person. Whether they're an RD, I don't care. When you try to disenfranchise the voters, try to go against what they wanted, I care more about the residents than any political affiliation. Ain't gonna happen. Residents is what our priority, and that right now shows that they don't care. It's upsetting.
They really don't. They bring you in, and then when it's over, they take it back. So, you know.
Sorry for taking up so much
No,
time.
you know what, you did great. Is your hearings coming up for this?
There are, I don't know the dates yet. Kyle Brooks, who's the OTA lobbyist, will let me know when the hearing next week is for the Senate bill. Lauren McNally says it's going to be going through the operating budget. She'll be letting me know when that is going to occur so we can go and testify against that as well. I'll drive down every day if I can. It doesn't
Did
bother.
you, your organization, your state organization has lobbyists.
Correct, Kyle Brooks.
Okay, and you also talk to the CCAO, which is the commissioners, they have lobbyists.
So we have not talked to them, but I do know that Kyle Brooks is communicating with them. And the two cities, I know the cities split at one point, they got like the mayor's association, they're also communicating, but if we can all collaborate together with one big loud voice instead of just little sparks here and there.
Do a resolution from our county opposing those things and using the information you gave us with that.
I was grateful
You
for
did a
that.
great job
Thank you.
stating the facts.
Thank you, sir.
You
Thank
better
you, ma'am.
keep your eyes open. Because they're going up.
I know, so it's upsetting.
Thanks for coming
Yeah,
down.
appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you guys for dealing with me for 12-30 minutes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, no, he can give you the information.
Oh, okay. Hey, Bob, just give the information to Holly. I thought she wanted to say a few words. Well, you know what? He's right. MCO funds gone. LGF gone. Marijuana money gone. Racino money gone. What's next?
Constantly.
What's next? You know, you can't keep putting on 0.25% sales taxes. You can't keep putting on levies. Eventually that ceiling stops and you just can't do it. And we're basically where we ought to be. We don't have any more room to increase anything. So the state should look at their rainy day fund and bring some money back and give us a portion of that $6 billion that they had. Wouldn't that be nice? Could just take a portion of it. Can I finish? And then I'll get there. There'll be a portion of that money that they could come back every year because they keep replenishing the coffers. There's 88 counties in Ohio, so do the math. Do a percentage, $1 million per county. That could help problems that we're experiencing in law enforcement. Why don't they do it? Anyways, okay, who was up? Audrey.
No, it's fine. I just real quick, I know that one of the things that the state does, and if it's going in their general fund, that some of those, they do a trickle down to the townships, the county and things like that.
Never did help.
The problem with that is if you receive the money as the county or the state, you know where those funds need to go. Where the townships know what they need the money for. And I think that needs to be pressed to the state that when you receive it, you directly know where you need to put it in your township. It's not the same as this township or that township. And I think that's something the state needs to be said to the state that let us keep the money that is our money. And we know what we need in our counties. We know what our need in our townships. and not put it to special programs that may not be what you need.
You go to places you don't need,
Right.
or there's special needs.
You think they know that,
Your smallest local government knows where things need to go.
right?
Okay, next. Rev, come on. You Reverend Ellis, what's happening? My good friend,
Yes, sir.
nice
Yes,
to
sir.
have you here.
It's good to be here.
What's on your mind?
Just
Come on.
Okay, I just give you a little bit, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Yes, my name is Reverend Charles Ellis, and I've been a friend of the commissioners for quite some time. Love the job that they're doing, and hope they continue to do a good job. The trustee, I was really listening to what you were saying. You know, it's just a travesty of justice almost for them to do what they do, and no one, like you said, no one says anything about it. You know, so I think we need to get behind the push to let them know that the communities, the counties, and the cities are not. They're not going for it. They're not buying for it. What do they think we are? You know what I mean? And it's always something, though, as you very well know, being in politics or whatever position that you represent, you know, as an official, there's always something that we have to deal with and confront head to head. We got to take it to them, because if not, it'll continue. It will continue. So I've learned something today, and that was Senate Bill 56 that's going to be coming up for the vote, but we don't know when.
I know there's a hearing next week. I don't have the date yet. Once Kyle Brooks, who's our lobbyist for the Ohio Township Association, lets me know, I'll be happy to blast it. But the sooner that we have any type of testimony, because they require, it has to be submitted at least 24 hours prior to the hearing date.
And we appreciate you coming here today and sharing that information. I know I do, and I'm sure the commissioners do as well. And thank you. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Next. Okay, well, with that, we'll go into the support of our meeting, and I'll ask for a motion.
Motion for the approval of previous minutes of board meeting number 4, Thursday, January 30th, 2025, and approval of bills for payment.
Second. Roll call.
Commissioner DeFabio,
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati,
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante.
Yes, journal entry.
Motion for the approval of journal entry number 1.
Second. Roll call.
Commissioner DeFabio,
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati,
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante.
Yes, agreements, letters A through M, and the auditors, GIS, through the.
Harry.
Thank you, Commissioners. It's just for a contract for our flyover for Williams aerial and mapping for 25.
We get to keep some of the photos.
You have them all. You can look at it on our GIS.
Nobody can block that out.
No. Thank you.
Thank you. CBB, Megan.
Morning, Commissioners. This is an agreement with PA On Display for the distribution of our travel guides at 3 different rest stops on the Turnpike in the amount of $3,600 non-general.
Thank you. EMA, 9/11. Robin.
Good morning, Commissioners. Yes, this is the Local Emergency Planning Committee annual grant, or
It's on the agreement.
I'm sorry, I was
General agreement.
I was out of sync here. Yes, this is for the language line services for the 911 system. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We'll let you slide, Chief.
Appreciate it.
And Johnson family, Audrey Morales.
Commissioners, good morning, Audrey, Nancy, and Jim Fortunato, wherever he is over there. And letter D, Job and Family Services. This agreement is with YWCA Mahoning Valley for case management services in the amount of $40,000 non-general. Letter E, Job and Family Services lease agreement with the Board of Commissioners for office space at Oak Hill Renaissance Building in the amount of $790,000 $91,667, non-general. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you very much. Lead, Phil Ferguson.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is an agreement with JDM Real Estate Inspections LLC for chip rehab work at 122 Bright in Camel in the amount of $74,995 non-general.
Okay, thank you. Sanitary.
Good
Jill,
morning. G is an agreement with Shields Auto Glass for auto glass installation services as an as-need basis for 2 years in the estimated amount of $8,000, non-general. H is an agreement with Western Reserve Mechanical to provide required backflow preventer testing at locations for federal, state, and local guidelines for 2 years in the estimated amount of $6,000 of non-general. I is an agreement with Central Industrial Services Group to provide inspection, repair, service, and parts and replacement for overhead cranes and chain set falls at various locations for the 2 years estimated at $20,000 of non-general. And J is an agreement with Omega Door Company for garage door services repairs at various locations for 2 years at the estimated amount of $20,000 of non-general. K is an agreement with City Machine Technologies for machinist fabrication of metals, motor pump repairs, general emergency repairs as an as-needed basis for 2 years, the estimated amount of $30,000 non-general. I is an agreement with City Printing for printing and mailing services for the Winter Pipeline newsletter, estimated amount $9,756.04 of non-general. And M is for SET for emergency repair due to a water break on Jersey Street out in Craig Beach for the estimated amount of $6,500 of non-general.
okay, thank you. Motion,
Motion for the approval of number 2 agreements A through M.
Second.
roll call.
Commissioner DeFabio,
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati,
Yeah.
Commissioner Trafficante.
Yes, change order A and B. Letter A. C, May, Robin.
Robin, you need to put your speaker on.
Okay, how am I now?
There you go.
We're good. Again, this is with RFG Associates. They're preparing our hazardous mitigation plan. And this is just a delay in getting some of the surveys completed. There's no change in the amount, $32,405, and it's non-general.
Okay, thank you. Engineers, Rick?
Good morning, everyone. It's a change order number 1 with APO Horror for early road bridge replacement project. It's in the amount of $2,023.59, non-general.
Thank you. Motion,
Motion for the approval of number 3 change orders A and B.
Second.
roll call.
Commissioner DeFabio,
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati,
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante.
Yes, moving on, road closings 4A, Rick?
This is to close approximately 45 roads between February, December of 2025. Over replacements, this is prior to the start of the 2025 paving program and any additional roads as determined by the engineers.
Motion,
Motion for the approval of number 4 road closings A.
Second.
roll call.
Commissioner DeFabio,
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati,
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante.
Yes, resolutions,
Motion for the approval of resolutions number 1 additions.
Second.
roll call.
Commissioner DeFabio,
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati,
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante.
Yes, resolution awards A and B, engineers.
This is award the Walker Mill Bridge Replacement Project to APO Horror Company. $1,039,000. It's non-general, 80% of the federal funds.
Right. And facilities, Alan.
Morning, Commissioners. This is to award the Mahoning County Law Library renovation to the Murphy Company in the amount of $460,600. Non-general and low bid. And if I may, Susan would like to say a comment about.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Hi.
Morning. I just wanted to point out that this money that's funding this has mostly come from attorneys. The library was formed in 1906. They charged membership fees and trustee fees. Since 1906, they've been saving the money for their reinvesting. In 2019, it was designated to be a remodel. And it would give the opportunity to.
Motion for the approval of number 2, resolution of awards A and B. That's roll call.
Commissioner DeFabio,
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati,
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficant.
Yes. Resolutions A through F begin with letter A. Robin, EMA.
Yes,
Or
again,
Anna?
this is, Anna's on the other, yeah, she's out there. This is a resolution for an application to the State Emergency Response Commission for the 26 Local Emergency Planning Committee in the amount of $55,000, and there's no match required.
Thank you, sir. Now, Anna, grants management.
Good morning, commissioners. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Audrey cut off my video, so I can't be seen today. But this is a resolution approving a moral obligation for payment of $275 to I Promote You for costs associated with this reset of artwork used on light bulb packaging. Those are LED light bulbs purchased through the NOPEC grant for energy efficiency to be given to townships and anybody. We'll be letting townships know that we'll have a distribution for them to come pick up light bulbs for their citizens soon.
And I did not cut off your video.
Somebody cut off my picture.
She's already gonna do it.
The host has asked you, oh, well, you pushed the button. Maybe I can see now. There you go.
There you are. All right, thank you, Anna. Hazmat, who's taking that?
Want me to do it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not gonna do it.
Anna? Sure.
Oh, okay. Hazmat resolution to certify costs for recovery to the prosecutor's office due to the unauthorized spill, release, or discharge into or upon the environment as follows. On January 6, 2025, it was a gasoline spill on Midlothian Boulevard. They are retrieving funds or requesting to retrieve funds in the amount of $3,562.06.
Very good. Thank you. And sanitary, do you need?
D is
Sure.
approving the moral obligation for a payment of $9,000 to the Jack Doheny Company for emergency sewer, jet truck rental. And E is a resolution approving an appointment of 1 supervisor of construction and maintenance 2.
Okay, thank you. And sheriff. Adam?
I don't know. Weird.
Want me to read it? This is a resolution approving agreements with the following for uniform allowance of $1,300 per employee for 3 years, an amount of $275,000 per year per ORC 125.04. It's for Blue Line LTD in Red Diamond uniform and police supply.
Okay, thank you. Motion.
Motion for the approval of number 3 resolutions A through F.
Second. Roll call.
Commissioner DeFabio,
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati.
Yeah.
Commissioner Trafficant.
Yes, that concludes business portion of our meeting. And if you would be ordered, elected official or department heads like to talk. Anybody on the screen? No? Audrey,
No.
Cheryl, Gina?
Done.
I'm done doing it. I said what I had to say.
I just want to, I was want to say that recently at the federal levels, we've seen the waste that they found in government spending and where our money is going. And not to make this political, I get calls from residents, people are in need for different reasons. We've always been helping the guy I found out, he's almost homeless. And when you look at it, you see our federal government is sending millions and millions and millions of dollars overseas. And we have people right here that need help. This is all money that's been going out, and I don't know, people think it's all on paper or what. We have serious needs with residents in this area. The trustees have serious needs with the stuff they need for their residents, everybody. I just think we're in a crazy time where we could just, our government just take our money and write checks like it's going out of style, like it's out of town. When every dollar is precious, then we can use it here. I hope and pray that they get their acts together. Could maybe lower some taxes on people down the way, and we can start taking care of the American people and our residents more, and in any way we can. That's all I gotta say. It's amazing to get the amount of money.
I just hope they don't cut Medicaid care.
It's not on the list.
Oh, I heard it on the news.
Yeah, that's all it's in.
I know.
I'm just saying, we have to worry about it. And I do worry. I worry about our residents.
I mean, I know that, and I heard that, and I'm like, oh my God.
There's definitely see those that make way too much money. And I worked in federal government for 11 years. And the waste, fraud, and abuse that goes through those federal coffers is immense. It really takes a lot to find it, to expose it, to get it out, but we could just take those dollars, bring them back, build hospitals, rehab centers, clinics for people. That's where I would like to see that money go back here into the communities as we need it so well. So.
Audrey said it, local government building needs all in their communities. Yes, she did. And there's no better place, to be representing a local government.
Right.
I just don't see them, I wish they would do that, would be the best thing they could do is bring back the old system, which was that many years ago, and you would know that, like you were young, but you would know that the traffic was there. They brought the money right back here to our area. And I mean, if they could do that, that would be a plus. But, I mean, I'm upset about the townships because it not only affects you guys, it affects the cities and everywhere else. And that's a trickle down effect. And those guys, I don't know where they're thinking, because they got voted on by all of us, all of our people. I was scared that, I was scared when they would see that. It was actually in this building. On our floor, in the back, where the conference room, there was an office, received it. And I think it was Bob Fan. I mean, Ed Minsky. I mean, and they, government program that was funded for jobs and everything. It was. But in office, no matter whether they're a DNR or not, they just look for what the benefit. It's sad themselves, who they represent. It's not a good. Right.
Nancy, our next meeting.
It's next Thursday, right here.
Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. Roll call.
Commissioner DeFabio,
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati,
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Cantor.
Thank you, everyone.